So for me, the holy grail is to be able to use propane, which I have a bunch of, and compressed air, which I have a bunch of, to make a torch that's going to heat up metal more or less like a rosebud. Not looking to cut, not looking to weld, just need to have some more directional pinpoint heating for the different types of projects that I do, or metal art and whatnot. So I have seen other videos on YouTube and researched the internet, and I know it is possible. People have made different ones. The only one I've seen, though, and I'll have a link down below, is a gentleman did make one using an Oxy Acetylene body. Okay, and that's what we're looking at here. So if you're not familiar with all the parts, and this is the very first one I've ever bought, I've ever purchased. So obviously you have the body itself, air, gas intakes, individually adjustable. When they come out the top, they're going to have two different orifices. And then depending on what you put on here is what your tool is going to be. This would be, I know it's a welding tip, may well be, kind of what a rosebud does as well. Either way, you're not adding extra oxygen like in an oxyacetylene. You've just got the two gases mixing in here somewhere, and coming out, creating your flame, and away you go. Problem with ambient air, oxygen is at least 90% oxygen in a tank, if not better. Ambient air is 20% oxygen. When you're blowing propane and oxygen and air together, it's just going to blow the flame out. There is not enough oxygen to sustain that. So if you just hooked them up like that and turned it on, it's going to go out. You're going to get a nice little gentle flame with the propane. You turn the air on, you'll get just a hair of a jet, but by the time you turn it up to anything useful, it's just going to go out. So you can't really do that. So that's one of the things that we're going to be cutting apart today. I've never been inside one of these, but if I can modify it the way I want with some pipe parts, we may have something. Now, for the cutting part of an oxyacetylene setup, same thing. You've got the interface is the same. So you've got to have acetylene and oxygen coming through. This just gives you the option of adding more oxygen, which is, I guess, what does the actual cutting for the torch. And it's going to come through a tip like this. So I don't know if you can see little orifices there. Again, they come in, and then as the gas exits, I believe that's where it's obviously mixing to somewhat. But then when you squeeze this handle, it's going to shoot more oxygen, I believe, out of the outer circles, and that creates a knife. And so that's what's actually doing the cutting when you get into an oxy cutting kit. So that may be another option where I use the entire assembly to see if I can make it work. But we won't know, because like I said, I'm going to cut into this, I'm going to cut into everything, and we're going to see what we come up with. Okay, so while I had the taps and dies and all that fun stuff out, I also went ahead and just took the number 2 tip, not sure what the orifice is, I'll double check, and just went ahead and ran the die around that too. So then this cat will literally just screw on top of that. Not sure about how loose it is. Once it's down all the way, it's okay. That. So there we go. So not sure if you can see down there, but I put all the extra little holes in there. So we're going to give that a shot and see what that comes out as. Okay, wish me luck that I do not blow myself up. So first order of business, let's get a little flame going on the propane. Oh, hey. Ooh. Just barely cracked open. Going to try a little bit of air. Whoa. Okay, I put itself out because there's too much gas or whatnot. Let's try again. bit of a success. Now, this is actually the very first iteration of this, so geez, I'm not sure where to go from here, but we're going to play around a little bit. Okay, let's try a little bit of sheet metal here. See if we can warm it up a little bit. Not too bad once I figure out where the heat of the flame is. Okay, let's try something else. This is a stamped steel rocker. Let's see what we can do with that. Decently thick metal. That'll do, pig. That'll do. Okay, so this is the number 3 welding tip with 3/4 inch pipe fittings, and then that's a 4-inch spacer, well technically 5, and then a 3/4 to 1 inch adapter to make a bell on it. And off-camera testing seems to do really well with this one, so let's take a look. Compressor kicked on, but that's all right. I think you get the idea. So I'm really liking this one the most. So again, this is a 3/4. Okay, so here's what we got. This video, you're going to notice a lot of jump cuts because you don't need to see me doing the same thing for 15 minutes trying to thread a damn pipe fitting. Anyways, so what we got, I don't know if this is going to be the beginning, or I think this will be the beginning, but it shows everything I've done since. Took an Oxy Acetylene torch, of which I wanted to change it into a propane compressed air system. Okay, I don't need to cut, I don't need to weld with it, but I do need to spot heat things a little easier and a little faster. These are great, work great for plumbers, no problem at all. Does not get the heat that I need to do, and that's the the yellow buttons, the highest zootinest one you can get. Forge burners, again, awesome design, and this is kind of what I used for my inspiration. Just unwieldy. You can't really put a handle on this thing and maneuver it around. It's just not going to happen. But it's great for a forge. So, the ergonomics, if you will, of the acetylene torch is what really got me wondering. So, you'll see in some of the other clips, but long story short, we started off, I made a 1-inch, meaning I took 1-inch pipe, 1-inch cap, drilled the holes in the end of it, and we started there. And this particular size, the 4-inch bell, works great. It gets damn hot. So I'm very happy the way that worked out. And it was the very first thing I tried, and I'm like, okay, that can't be all. So went back to the hardware store and picked up some 3/4-inch stuff. So that's what the forge burner is made out of. But as you can see, it's a lot longer. I don't think I want that. So we took another tip, tapped, threaded, put it all together. Only difference is they do make an adapter here, so I can put a bell on the end of it, just like this one has. So I tried the different lengths to see what I did, but these bigger ones, it just seems to cause more problems. It would blow out. It wouldn't really direct the heat. The one that's on the torch right now, that by far worked the best. And I've got a clip of that showing how it heats up. Otherwise, it was very straightforward, very simple. Again, really all you're looking at is a couple of plumbing fittings, a $50 Amazon torch, propane, a compressor you probably already got, and you got a beast. So the next thing we're going to try in the next video is we're going to see if we can see what kind of damage we can do with that. So I want to do the same thing. I want to have, this inside the cap, probably be at least 1 inch, maybe more like 1.5 inch pipe, really thick. But I want to try the same thing. It would be kind of cool if I can have a low flame and then really gun it when I need the extra heat. So I'll show you that in another video. But thanks for watching.